All right, everybody, it is that time of the week, the time that everybody loves, the time that people look forward to as they wake up on their Wednesday mornings and they want to know what's going on in the NHL. It is time for Scott.
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Do that hockey, Scott. What you got for us this week?
We need to get him a goal horn though. Like
you
he deserves that.
Damn right. Let's
we need to get him a goal
that
horn.
hockey because it is playoff time, and it's the best time in sports, even if it's 3 months late. We are firmly in the middle of playoff hockey. Everything's begun. We got crazy 5 overtime games that are canceling other sports that people are getting pissed about, but I love it because all I see is the upset tears that are coming out of Ohio State fans and Ohio hockey fans. And I can't help but just giggle myself to no end when it comes to NHL
I was
hockey,
so mad that game preempted the Reds game. I was so pissed.
But yeah, when you're doing that hockey, ain't nothing going to stop doing that hockey, especially not no damn regular season half-ass baseball.
So Scott, now that we are into the playoffs, how you feeling about the landscape of the playoffs here in the NHL?
I'm just really excited because the Avalanche are in the playoff conversation. And I know how upset that makes Red Wings fans back from my days when I really paid attention to some hockey. So the Avalanche being in the playoffs makes me very happy. I don't think they have much of a chance, but them just being in the playoffs is a good time for NHL fans.
How high ABV was that beer, Scott? Because you can't be that drunk yet.
I'm not, man.
Oh, right. Scott knows hockey. I don't. Sorry, I should shut up. Let him do that.
Yeah, this is Scott does that hockey. Not you go do that NBA.
You're right. That's true. I'm gonna do that NBA all the way to Bang. Check out that Bovada account. What you know?
Scott, outside of the playoffs, there was also some news this week as they did the draft. We talked about that. One of those teams.
No. I don't want to talk about the draft. I want to talk about Buffalo bringing back those Royal Blues. Ooh. That was the biggest news of the non-ice variety.
It was the
variety. Scott's about to break Brack over here. Shoot.
God damn it! I did. And now you want to talk about pulling a Drew? But yeah, that was the biggest non-hockey ice-related news.
Dude, those are slick.
Not only did they already have the best jerseys in the NHL, the fact that they're going back to the original color scheme, fucking chef's kiss with that shit out. Man. Everybody needs to go grab them a Royal Blue sweater when they become available for the general public.
So, Scott, do you think that sweater move is part of their effort to keep Jack Eichel for the long term as their franchise player?
Buffalo hasn't really had a plan since Hasek left. So, sure. But the reset in Buffalo happens once every 2 days.
Ladies and gentlemen, anyone who is either in PR or media relations or public speaking needs to learn something from this man right here. Kid had no idea what the hell he was talking about and still pulled that shit off beautifully.
All right, Scott. Now listen.
That's why I do that hockey, Drew. Come on, man.
I know you don't want to talk the draft, but I do feel like this is an important question. So the Rangers get the #1 overall pick this season, which
fucking
some people are very. There's some conspiracy theories going around on that one. But do you think the presumptive overall pick, Alexis Lafreniere, will fit in on a team that already has a talented top line left winger?
Real quick before I get to that, if the NHL were to have some type of conspiracy when it comes to draft, if the NBA had a frozen envelope to make sure that things were rigged, what does the NHL have?
It's got to be heated.
Is that shit like on fire? They're like, hey, it smells like burning. Oh, it's the Rangers. Like, is that how it works?
It's got to be, right? It's got to be.
Okay. I just wanted to get that in there, make sure we understood that if they do conspiracy theory, they're going to do it different.
Right? Yeah, it can't be frozen envelope. So, do you think Alexis is going to fit in on a team that already has a super talented top line left winger like Artemi Panarin? And also, do you think
Artemi Panarin?
Also, do you think the Rangers would have won the play-in round if they would have started Shesterkin over Lundqvist? What do you think?
The only Alexis I know is Texas. So everything after Alexis, I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, sure. I mean, the Rangers could have made the playoffs if the NHL wasn't trying to make sure they got the first overall pick.
That's a good point. Maybe that's it. Maybe that it was a tank because they knew they were getting that number 1 overall pick.
It was definitely a frozen envelope situation, to say the least.
No, we just went over that. It was a scorching hot envelope.
It was a
No.
All right. I got another
what
one.
we need to do now is instead of Scott naming black hockey players,
Mike just
pronouncing
naming hockey
European
players.
hockey players, because that was fucking gold. Man.
Tyson
Guys, real
said,
quick,
I'm
we
so
got
happy right
breaking
now.
news. Your favorite coach, Dabo, says
William.
that he doesn't believe the absence of 2 Power 5 conference devalues this year's national championship.
Well, no, but honestly, no, to be fair, Scott, it doesn't, because the only one for the Big Ten that'd win it anyways is Ohio State, and they're like, yeah, fuck it, we're going to keep playing.
I mean, he's right
Carey
about
Price
the Pac-12.
throwing gloves.
He's right about
Carey
the Pac-12. That doesn't devalue anything. Fine, the Pac-12 wasn't making the playoffs anyways.
Devalue shit.
But you can't
Who needs
say,
the Pac-12?
oh, what an idiot. William Sweeney, what a dummy.
Yeah, I know.
No,
The idea that if you just take one of the conference out that is, paramount to college football,
doesn't-
and like
Scott,
it
it don't matter.
change
Who from-
anything.
Who from the fake 10's actually going to win a national title? That's not Ohio State.
I know. I'm not saying that they have a chance to win it, but it's just like it'd be like taking an entire division out in one of the major sports, where you're just like, well, nobody from that division was going to win it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Right?
All right.
Like you can't just say that.
Hang
So
on.
you mean like the Central and the Eastern Conference of the NBA?
We gotta grill this one up, fellas. So on the hot take barbecue scale, where does
Carey Price, you a
Williams?
bitch.
And we were gonna do a hot take barbecue later. We'll come back to it again. But where does Will's take that the lack of Big Ten and Pac-12 doesn't devalue a national championship on the scale of freezer meat all the way to burnt crispy? Where's that one fall for you, Scott?
It's frozen envelope. Like it's pretty bad. Like I said, you can't just. I mean, you can say whatever you want. It just doesn't make it true. I mean, if we've had asterisks and just remember, it's like, I don't know who said it this week in the NBA. It might have been Doc Rivers, but he's like, "Oh, it's one of those sound bites." It was just like, "Well, this champion is going to be remembered, for all time. Like this is going to be," and it's just because of the circumstances, not because them being like legit champs. It's going to be like, "Oh yeah, that." Time that they played in a bubble, this team won it, and I remember for that. But I mean, it's not going to be because like the real reason you want to be remembered for winning a championship.
All right, let's get back to doing that hockey. Let's
Wait,
do some
asshole! I don't get to have a
Oh
say
no,
in
go
this?
ahead. Okay, sorry, Drew. I apologize. The fans are clamoring for more hockey, but go ahead, Drew.
Oh, I get it. We'll get back there, but no,
On a scale of
this is-
freezer meat to burnt crispy toast.
This is a burnt crispy toast, because the
It
best
is a
part
hot
about
take.
this shit's gonna be is when his ass loses to Nick Saban yet again. He's like, "Oh, but this doesn't matter. This isn't real. This is a fake season asterisk." Then someone's gonna get to feed Will those words right up his fucking asshole and his shit ass slide in that piece of crap they call Clemson. Fuck that guy and the horse he rode in on. Actually, I want to see that horse fuck him.
Wow,
that took a turn, everybody.
I got personal.
I dislike that man so severely. It's just not even.
You hide it so well, Drew. All right,
I try. I try
Scott.
to be impartial. We're journalists here, integrity and whatnot. So, Scott, though, what you want to do about that hockey now?
Scott, here's what I want to ask you next. The Penguins and the Oilers have been knocked out, so now you've got big stars like Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby and Leon Draisaitl and Evgeny Malkins. All of these guys are now
Fuck all
gone.
those guys.
Who are some of the players that you are looking forward to seeing continuing on as the playoffs go?
Patrick Kane, because I mean, my man's doing his thing in Chicago like he's always been doing it, and I'm always a Team USA fan for Patrick Kane.
I can't believe you did not name a black hockey player. I'm blown away by that. Like you had to do.
I'm pretty sure you're not shocked. Like, let's be brutally honest. If I would have named one, they wouldn't be playing right now. Like if I named one, they'd be one of the ones that weren't playing.
They got eliminated.
Look. I know for a fact Evander Kane isn't playing because the San Jose Sharks blew it. So, but I can't tell you one that's in.
All right, let's
Well,
talk.
Probably
and
that
here's-
one that I didn't even know was black 2 weeks ago.
I was gonna say, and Scott was plugged in enough to know that Patrick wasn't playing because he was on the shit Devils. Although they probably traded him to Chattanooga or something.
Yeah, no, like I had, it's like real quick with knowing that I happen to know just a couple of teams. And so as soon as I didn't see those logos, I'm like, well, I know that, Kane and Patrick aren't in there. I can't really name any of the other guys, but their teams, I damn sure ain't picking them out of the lineup. So
I will say though, like Scott is ingrained in this to the point that his family is even putting this respect on him. Because he was before the show, he was like looking some stuff on his phone, and Cheryl was talking. Was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And Scott was like, "Oh, I'm just checking some hockey stuff." She goes, "But I thought you knew hockey." And Scott was like, "Well, yeah, but I'm doing more research." So like, it's spreading. Everyone knows that if you need hockey tidbits and information,
Studying up.
Scott's the man to go
Scott's the way to go.
I'm like the Adam Schefter of hockey, bitches.
Exactly.
All right, well, Scott, here you go. You mentioned two legs. So the two best teams in the NHL regular season before it ended prematurely, of course, was St. Louis and Boston. They looked like absolute dog shit in the round-robin tournament. So do you think they can find a way to flip the switch and get back to playing the way they're capable, or was the long layoff just too much for them?
Well, I mean, I give St. Louis a chance because they were left for dead last year at the beginning of the playoffs and ended up winning it all. So this is familiar territory for them. So they've got a chance to turn around. But Boston's fucked. All that racism has finally caught up during this
That's
Black
right.
Lives Matter movement, and so the Bruins better just pack it on in and hope for next year, which starts in like 10 minutes.
Cam showed up in Boston, and that was it. The Bruins are done.
I mean, the racism's on its way out in Boston, so they got to do some house cleaning anyway.
All right,
To be fair, though, apparently Cam and Julian Edelman, they're building a friendship.
Well, yeah, there you go. Good for them.
I mean, he had a white running back. He knows how to work with white skill players.
Oh, well, I've got one more question for you, Scott. This is my last
Okay,
question.
go
Drew,
ahead.
I don't know. Do you have any other questions for Scott to do that
I
hockey?
just like riding off the sidecar, what you throwing them.
All right, perfect. So this one's a pretty, this one's a tough one here, Scott, and I think you're going to have to really think about this one. So who would you say is the breakout star of this year's playoffs? Would you say Andrei Svechnikov or Pierre-Luc Dubois? And what does each mean to their respective teams?
You did much
hold on,
better
hold
on
on.
that than.
Excuse me. Can you repeat the question?
Sure, I can repeat it. Who is the breakout star of this year's playoffs? Is it Andres
Dude, you were so close. You were so close,
Svechnikov?
Mike. Yes!
Andrei Svechnikov or Pierre-Luc Dubois?
And you nailed that one the first time, too. Credit.
What does each mean to their respective team? Tyson saying this is gold.
They're gonna. It means that whichever one of those two plays the best for their respective team is the team that has the best chance to win. I mean, it's no doubt that those are two premier players in the game right now.
Who were they again? Who were they again?
They're going to give 110%. They're going to go out there.
Yeah,
they're
don't
gonna
give
do
me
whatever
this
they
bullshit
can.
coach speak answer. Name the guys. Name the guys and tell me what you think. What they mean.
It was Andre and so JB Dubois.
JP Is it bad that when I was reading this dude's name, I kept thinking Missy Elliott? I was thinking Andre.
You racist bastard.
No, because I was thinking of her song where she flips it and reverses
that
it.
White-ass Russian dude made him think of that.
Andre Svechnikov. Like that's what I.
Svechnikov. Hey, that's fucking hard.
Now I know the song.
Is nervous yet?
I didn't understand the Missy. Oh, I didn't understand it at all, and then you did it. I'm like, oh shit, no, I know what he means.
This is bad because I had to pee before and I took care of it because I'm like, I ain't gonna last the show, and now it's back because you're making me giggle.
I think that a minor segment every week of me doing that hockey should be Mike doing those hockey names.
That's what I'm
in.
saying.
I'm down. All right,
Make Mike name the Russians.
Drew, you just give me a list of names, and I will put them on the screen, and I will try to do it. And Tyson pointing out you did it. We derailed you.
He did.
You fell out of frame laughing. So Goal accomplished on this one.
You got me. That was genuine too. I was like, Mike's
So, like,
earned it
how
this
long
week.
are we going to mess around, pretend like we know what we're doing before we just cut over and become a hockey podcast?
I think we should just do crap
And
root
just
Can you
hockey.
imagine if we
This
put
is
out
Scott
a,
doing
a
that
hockey?
hockey.
I was gonna say a hockey only podcast.
It's like we haven't even tapped into college hockey or like the minor leagues. Like, there's all kinds of
how
hockey Scott can do.
sustainable is this for an hour? Like, how long could we realistically do this
I
before
don't know,
people are
man,
like,
but
what the
last two
hell am I
shows, we've done
watching?
this shit for like 20 minutes. So
That's a
I
good
mean,
point. Scott,
I mean, to be fair, it's one of our most popular
it is.
segments.
It really
it's our
is.
only popular segment.
That's
true.
a fair
We gotta
point.
get T-shirts with "Do That Hockey."
Scott, I
Do
think
that hockey.
SNL and NBC would have some issues with that. Scott, thank you.
Wait, before we're
Oh,
turning off to
no, no,
I was
go
gonna say
ahead.
I did have some shit for Scott. So
You said
so
before
Scott,
you didn't. That's why I stopped.
Yeah, I lied.
You
Sometimes
definitely did. You definitely
I did. I
say
definitely
it.
did.
And now
I
we
said
wasted.
sidecar, yeah.
Now we wasted the Andre Missy Elliott, and now this better be funnier than that, Drew. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Learn to go out on the high note,
Wow.
man.
Ferocious. You got to tell me when you're holding on to gold, Mike.
Let's do that hockey.
I gave you the opportunity. I tried to get you in there.
I didn't realize you were holding a Missy Elliott reference like that up your sleeve. Usually your content's trash. And it's just buying us time till you can find the next drop. Damn. And don't tell me to read the doc ahead of time because you know I can't read. I went to Xavier.
None of that was in
show
the.
is fantastic.
None of
right
that
now, I
was
gotta
in the
tell you
doc.
that.
Shout out to Tyson. Tyson sent me those questions earlier today, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm
Well
gonna
done,
need some.
Tyson.
I'm gonna need some pronunciations on those names." And he was like, "No, I'm gonna let you figure that out."
Actually, no.
Worked
Tyson,
out
next
perfectly.
Time, give him annotations to the names, but give him like the Merriam-Webster dictionary annotations with like umlauts and shit.
You don't even.
just to see him
You
fuck
could.
it up even
You
more.
could lie to me, and I would have no idea. I would totally just say whatever you said the pronunciation was for any of those names.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
That was a good do that
His
hockey,
name
Scott.
is Nagar. Nagar. I nailed that one. That's how you get them.
Wait a minute. Since when do they get hockey players in Africa? Senegal's got someone playing in the NHL. How the fuck that happened?
Tyson saying next week
all
is all
finished players.
finished.
Tyson,
All right,
yes.
just send me a
Please,
list of
make it
names,
happen,
Tyson.
bruv.
What we're gonna do is we'll intertwine questions. We'll ask Scott a question, he'll answer it, and then I have to pronounce a name. And we'll do a combo.
Well, no. Why don't we make you pronounce the name as part of the question?
That's fair. It just because then I screw up the question because I'm laughing too hard. But fair enough. I like
And
it.
That's a problem because why?
It's not really a problem at all.